Greetings, welcome to Gem 3D Tech. I'm Dave, and today we're going to be reviewing the TRYHRD Oni S wireless. First of all, I want to thank the people at TRYHRD. They came through big time. I had originally ordered the mouse, and it said it was delivered, but something happened to the package. Not sure what, but it just disappeared, and so I emailed them that very night, and I think it was like 9:30, 9:45 at night, and they actually answered me right away. They were very nice about it, and they just said they'd send me another one, and within a few days I got it, and it delayed this review a little bit. I would have had it done last weekend, but anyways, no big deal. I mean, they came through and sent me another mouse, and we're able to do the review today because of that. So they were very responsive and very nice. So yeah, top-notch customer service. I can tell they're a small company, and I think this is their first mouse. So I think you'll see it's a good mouse, and I think a company like this is the kind of company you want to see be successful and produce other mice. So anyways, I just wanted to thank them for coming through, and I just wanted to let you guys know that they got top-notch customer service. So you can order without any fear that you're going to get ripped off, or they're just going to disappear, or never answer you. I mean, trading emails back and forth with them as late as 11 o'clock at night. I can't promise you that they'll always be that responsive, but they were with me, so kudos to them. Anyways, here's the intro with all the different stats on this mouse. Roll that beautiful bee footage. Alright, well, that's the intro with all the features, and here's the box. It's actually one of the nicer boxes that I've gotten with these mice that I've been testing out. Let's see what's inside. I've obviously already opened it. One nice thing is they give you an extra set of screws, because these are real easy to lose. this front part right here is held on with 2 screws. Little USB-C to USB-A converter. Paracord cable. So, you know, if you do happen to wear down the battery, you can just plug it in and game while it charges. And then comes with some nice grip tape for the front and sides. And a manual. It's got a manual type stuff in it. And right here, these are some extra hard shells. You get a set of white shells in case you want to change it, which I've seen a lot of pictures where there's, you know, the white on the top, but I kind of like the black, but I was thinking about just doing the white buttons today, so that way I can show you how to change it. It's pretty simple. Alright, let's go ahead and weigh this thing. Here it says 77 grams and it's supposed to be 75. However, a lot of times I've noticed that the white color and shells, for some reason, because of the color of the paint that's on it, tends to be a little bit heavier than black, which is another reason why there's so many black mice instead of a white. That may explain the slight difference. And let's go ahead and put the grip tape on it and see if that makes much of a difference. Yep, so it added just 1 gram. The grip tape's really nice. It feels kind of like a rigid leather skin. Yeah. Yeah, it makes the mouse feel a lot nicer. The those holes on the side I've never been a fan of, so that definitely adds a little layer of comfort to it. Yep, so now it's up to 79 grams with all of the grip tape on there. That's a nice looking mouse and it feels nice and comfortable. And I'll go ahead and just throw on the white one just so you can see what that looks like too. I guess if you wanted to fingertip this, you could, you wanted a little extra weight off of it, you could just take the back and not use it, but I think that would be uncomfortable. There we go. That looks pretty nice too. And we'll leave it like that, I guess. I think that looks pretty nice. All right, we'll go ahead and do a sound test next of these KL 8.0 switches. Let me go ahead and turn the audio so you'll be able to hear it. All right, yeah, these buttons are nice and crisp, and they feel pretty fast. Um, the side buttons they're not the best, but they're pretty good. One thing with this grip tape up here, I noticed that it's almost a little harder to hit the DPI button. So this is a really small, narrow DPI button, so it's already kind of difficult to hit on accident, because sometimes that could be a real major issue. You'll just keep hitting that DPI button while you're gaming, and well, now it's even harder to hit, so you have to kind of push really hard. So, and the scroll wheel is almost silent, but well, it's got a little bit of sound to it, but it's pretty quiet, and has a nice feel to it, you know. So yeah, it's definitely one of the nicer scroll wheels I've ever felt. And here, let's take a look at the bottom. You can see it's got some nice PTFE feet, are nice and slick. Weird thing though, there is some right here, but they didn't go, you know, all the way around, which is kind of weird. There's a power button right here with two levels, two RGB level settings, and then of course right here there's a polling rate button. So right now you can see it's set to 1,000. So you know, there's no wondering, is my mouse set to 1,000? Do I need to run a test program to see what it is, or install the software? Nope, you don't need to do that. You can just look right there and you'll know it's set. And as for the skates, you know, they're pretty good actually, you know. Slides around really nice buttery smooth, even on this control pad, which, I mean, it's not a slow pad, but it's kind of in the middle. I can go ahead and throw a faster pad on there just to see. Yeah, it's completely butter smooth. So, yeah. Now, will there be some aftermarket skates that are going to work for this? I'm not sure. I guess it depends on how well it sells, and how well this thing's going to be supported. And speaking of the different shells, on their website, they mentioned that they're going to be having lots of different colors available and also different shapes. So what they mean by that, you know, like Extrafy. Here's is the Extrafy uh, M4 wireless, which, yeah, I'll be doing a review on this one soon. But in the box, you get different ends on it, and uh, the one that it comes with is a little higher. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do that there. Not sure. But it's just nice that they're going to be putting out additions for this mouse. So if you do choose to buy this, you know, you're going to have more options down the road. And, you know, who knows, on with these skates if um, some of the third-party manufacturers might make skates for this mouse that fit this exactly. I guess it just depends on how well this thing sells. Or, for all I know, perhaps these match up with another mouse that's, a good selling mouse. So if that's the case, then maybe it'll be compatible with this mouse, but we'll just have to find out. But for now, um, I think these will last a long time, and they're pretty good. So um, I don't know if they're gonna need glass skates, but you know, hopefully that might be an option with this mouse. But I guess with again, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. And let's talk about the shape. The it's very similar to the Logitech GPX uh, Ultralight, and it's a it's a nice shape. It's a very pleasing shape and feels good in the hand. Um, and I think it works for a lot of people, which is why the GPX is very popular. Um, and this mouse can be used, um, for both left and right-handed people. The only unfortunate thing is, unlike the Dorn finger, which has buttons on both sides, this one only has it on the left. But to be fair, a lot of the asymmetrical mice only have it on the left side. The the Logitech that Superlight that everyone compares, will probably compare this to, um, only has it on the left also. So I mean, I don't really fault them, um, but it would have been nice to see buttons on both sides um, for all those left-handed people or people who just like to have more buttons. Um, but I don't think it's a major ding because, like I said, a lot of them don't have that. All right, now let's look at the software on this thing. All right, right here we have the software for the Oni S wireless. It's got a nice clean aesthetic, better than most. It covers all the major settings. Right here we got all the drop down menus for the 6 buttons. You can remap them if you choose to. This is the defaults. This is where you can set the debounce time. I've set it all the way down to 0 milliseconds. I think the default was 4. I'm going to play around with that a little bit more and see where I want to leave it at. And right here is the DPI settings. You can adjust the color so the logo will light up to let you know what DPI you're on. So like right now I'm on green, so 1600. And you can obviously right here you can move these sliders and adjust your presets. I rarely use above 1600, so these other ones you're probably never going to use, but it goes all the way up to 19,000. So I mean, I don't know, I'll never use that, but it's there. Right here, this is the effects just for the logo to let you know on the DPI settings. So it's got a couple different settings: the speed, brightness, so on and so forth. LOD, you got the choice of 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter. I've got it on 1, which I believe is also the default. And then very important, as always, you always want to make sure improved pointer precision is not checked. And if it is, go ahead and check it. But I believe it wasn't, so, but it's always good to check. And then right here we got macros in case you want to do that. You can add new ones, and I never really use them, but I know a lot of people do, and it's important to them. But this has it, so if that's what you're looking for, definitely this has that. And then of course right here are all the RGB settings. You have it looks like about 6 different presets, or you can turn it off if you want. You got lots of different colors. These are predefined ones. Brightness, I got it set to 10, which is I think also the default. There's the speed. You can click to have it turn off the lights when it's moving.
Um, honestly, though, I don't think that works though, because oh, actually, it does. It only turns off the back RGB, the strip on the back, but the LED light on the logo and the scroll wheel, those are kind of a steady breathing. Uh, Dormancy time, which is just sleep mode for the mouse, and it's just for the lights. It's not like the Vancer where you got to click a stupid button just to get it moving again, which is highly annoying. That doesn't have that. It's just the lights dim, so which is good. That'll conserve battery when you're not needing it. It's just sitting there, but you can adjust it if that's important to you. Battery indicator right here. Um, yeah, so that's all the basics. It has everything that most other software has, but it has a nice clean aesthetic that I appreciate. Um, some of these look like a hot mess, not to pick on the Vancer, but yeah, that's one of them, for example. And the other nice thing is, the software is located right on TRYHRD's website. It's not some Reddit forum because you bought a Chinese mouse that you can't get English drivers for on a normal site, and you're worried that whether or not it's going to be malware or actual software. This software also doesn't require to be running in the background in order for it to for your mouse to work with all the changes that you made. You can just set it, forget it, uninstall it if that's what you choose, which is really nice. I dislike software like Razer and Logitech where you have to have it running in the background just for your RGB settings and whatnot to uh, kick into effect. Yeah, so it's just kind of set it. But I mean, it's a really small program too. So, if you just want to leave it, um, it's no big deal. It's just a tiny little program. It doesn't run in the background unless you want it to. So, um, yeah, there's not much to say else. But here, that's the software. And let's move on to the next thing. Thanks. All right, that was the software. And so I guess, or you might be wondering, um, how does this thing perform in games? Um, well, just like the Dorn finger that I just reviewed, um, it performed admirably well in games. Again, I continued to set some personal records on this mouse, like I did on the Dorn finger. I did even better on this mouse, and I'm not saying this one's better than that. So yeah, these are both two really good mice, and they definitely have improved my game, um, which is good, because as you get older, your reflexes slow down, and you need every advantage you can get. And both of these mice are really good for gaming. Um, yeah, so it's it is a little heavier, and it's definitely not. Um, it's still I can still consider this a lightweight mouse, but it's heavier than some, especially when you add the grip tape and whatnot. But I'm to be honest, I'm used to using a mouse over 100 grams. Up until just recently. Um, I've been maining the Logitech 502 for like the last year and a half, maybe even 2 years. And before that, I typically would throw weights in there just to make my 130-gram mouse even heavier. Um, so yeah, when you get underneath 100, it feels pretty light when you're coming from that. Um, and honestly, I was kind of worried that, uh, I was worried how I would do. I wouldn't be able to control some of these lightweight mice. But yeah, like this one, I didn't think I would like this mouse at all, or I'd be able to control it. But I've gotten used to it, and yeah, I think though that this is a good kind of in between. It's got some weight to it, and it's still pretty light, and it's nice and balanced. So I have no complaints about the weight or the shape. They both work good for me. So yeah, if you need a 60 gram or less mouse, and this is too heavy for you, then you probably should just stick with the Logitech GPX Superlight, or the Ninjutsu Katana Superlight, which wireless just came out. It's also 60 grams and has a Pixar 3070 sensor. Hopefully be getting one of those to review also. That's a nice looking mouse also. But anyways, again, if you don't really care about the weight so much, then yeah, you'll probably like this mouse. Or if you don't have $130, $150, then this is probably a better option, because that's not anywhere near that price. The other thing I would have liked to seen is a solid shell option. I definitely have a preference for mice like these two right here that are still really lightweight and the completely hard shell all the way around it. So yeah, the GameSense MVP wireless and then the Fantech Helios Go, both really good mice and still pretty light and very comfortable in the hands. Yeah, the honeycomb certainly allows a little bit more RGB to get through, and so it's a little more aesthetically pleasing. But I think that this trend of holes in mice may be coming to an end, especially as they learn to make these mice lighter and lighter without having to put a bunch of holes in them. But it's still a good mouse, and I don't mind the holes so much, especially when you can cover the sides like this with the grip tape. So anyways, I made a highlight reel of myself using this mouse. Anyways, check out these highlights. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that gameplay footage as much as I enjoyed making it.
anyways, I think we'll end here. It's a really nice mouse. I'm impressed with it, especially being their first mouse. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to what else they do in the future. So yeah, if you're looking for a mouse with this shape and fairly lightweight mouse, I think and one that's not going to break the bank, this is definitely a great wireless option. Like, wireless has come a long way. If you're worried about there being some sort of latency, some of these wireless mice are better on the latency department than some of the wired mice. So you got nothing to worry about on some of these better wireless mice. So yeah, for the price, this is hard to beat. A lot of the other mice are about $10 to $20 more expensive, and some are quite a bit more expensive, like the Logitech. Yeah, I mean, maybe you can compare it to the Viper Ultimate, which is usually around $99. I think it was on sale at Christmas for $74, I think. But anyways, yeah, it's a great deal, and there's going to be a link in the description if you want to order this. I'm not making anything off of that, and they didn't provide this. I paid for this with my own money. They did send me a replacement one when the other one disappeared, but hopefully they get reimbursed by the post office from that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.